Hi, it's Mark. I'm thinking today about how to nudge things along. And I mean nudge, not the Yiddish term nudge. Because I've been called a nudge before. That's where you're not just giving somebody an elbow in the ribs trying to urge them along, but you're a bit of a pain in the neck. You're a nudge, well-intentioned, but you're pushing. But I'm thinking of a more strategic nudge that we give to people in all kinds of connections, whether it's somebody trying to get somebody to take out the trash, or whether it's a less diplomatic, clean up your room. We all have relationships that are friendly, though not necessarily friendships. People we work with, people in organizations, and then we have people we're doing business with. And sometimes getting someone to move along and not drag their feet is a challenging thing, because sometimes people are playing the passive aggressive player. They say the right things, but they don't take the actions that flow from their words. And in my business, very often that's because people are unclear. They just aren't clear that they're ready yet. But more often it's that they're not being fully forthcoming. And I'm in the real estate business. Very often somebody is working with me, or as I'm experiencing this week with a young colleague of mine, we're dealing with a buyer says he wants to buy a property, but he's not behaving the way buyers typically behave because something else is going on. And he hasn't disclosed what that is, and it's not our business to know what else is going on. But I think the more likely case, as is often the case in our industry, is that they're working on another property with another agent, and they might even have an offer in play that we're not aware of. So they want to keep their options open, but they don't want to get committed contractually on two different properties at the same time. And of course, if they're not telling either agent that that's going on, it gets complicated. And people aren't trying to lie, but they're trying to avoid telling the whole story. My recommendation to my colleague, and it turns out to have worked out okay today, so it's what top of mind for me, is we just wrote a very nice memo to the client saying it's very difficult to serve you when we're not in the loop on all that's going on. We don't need to know the details, but we're feeling something else is happening, and it's causing you to behave unlike the way most buyers who want to buy a piece of property behave. So we've had that discussion. We created this little memo, sent it off to the client, and the reply was, well, there's this one other thing, let's add that to the offer and let's go ahead. So whether or not that's actually going to result in an offer that gets signed, I don't know. But in this case, it was a memo. It was a nudge, and maybe I'm being the nudge. Being a little too pushy. My younger colleague was a little more standoffish, and now with some encouragement, he's moved the thing along with a little bit of a nudge, saying, we'll back away if you want us to, but if we're going to help you in a proactive way, we need some answers and some clarity. Sometimes we can do that in a conversation. Sometimes it's a memo. Sometimes it's a few days of silence. But one way or the other, the dialogue will only move ahead if somebody nudges it or nudges it along. So those are my nudge thoughts for Friday afternoon. I hope they're of value to someone, and have a great day. I'm wrapping up now. It's Mark Kolke. Bye-bye.